What's up YouTube, Orange Juice here, back at you with another video. Yeah, it's not a stop motion, so sorry about that, but I can't make them all the time. It's like, because I've got things to do at the moment. I probably will try and make one maybe Saturday, I don't know. So for now I'm doing a review type vid. So, I'm doing Lego Avatar The Last Airbender minifigures. These aren't all of the ones I've made, it's just the main ones, because the other ones, I'll make a video later when I make some more. So yeah, let's get started on the first one. The first minifigure here is Aang, who's also the first one I actually made, but I did a bit of modification since then, but you haven't seen the first version, so it's fine. So I've got everything on him. I've got the details of his outfit, which isn't the most detailed minifigure in the world, but I actually made these simple on purpose because I really like the simplicity. So I've got painted on this, which is meant to represent like that flappy thing on top of his outfit. And yeah, I used graved short legs because they're the only short legs I had available. That seems to look semi-good. I mean, I was going to use black or something, but they don't really work. So, I mean, it looks fine. It looks fine. He's got his scarf. Not his scarf, his staff. Oh, I can't do English today. Which is very nice. Which is made from a boat oar piece. Because an actual Lego staff, I think, would be way too big on him. And, yeah. His arrow is painted the whole way. I think the face I chose is quite nice. As you can see, if it focuses on it, it does look pretty good. So overall, not trying to pat myself on the back too much, but yeah, I do quite like it. Okay, so here I have Katara, who's who I made as well. And I think, by the way, most of these minifigures are based off their Season 3 looks. Only really Aang is based off his Season 1 look. But I think that's fine. Except with Katara, I sort of mixed both her looks. Since I've got the longer sleeves from her Season 1 look, but I have the hair from her Season 2 look, because that was easier to make as a minifigure. And so, yeah. I mean, not Season 2 look, Season 3 look, yeah. Season 3. And I've got on her back... Oh, mind that face I just tried to scratch off a bit. I just used a random face I had laying about, which I think works, actually. I've got this bit which is painted on. I used to make these minifigures, I sanded all the prints of these bodies, and then I used a mixture of permanent marker and paint to make them. And I've got a water pouch back here. I've got this hairpiece where you might not actually be able to see it, but I did do some sculpting of the hair loops, if you can see. I'm on focus. If this thing would actually focus. Hopefully you can see that. But I sculpted her hair loop things. And also, I gave her mid-length legs, because if you put her next to Aang, in the show she's a bit taller than him, initially. So, yeah. I've got him like this. You can do all sorts. Oh, get away from her! Get away from her! Oh, he can't help himself. Anyway, so yeah, I think she does look pretty good and pretty accurate to the show. On to the next. Oh, get over here. Oh, don't mind him. He was just looking for his honour. Anyway, here next I've got Prince Zuko, who looks pretty nice. Over here I've got some swords I made for him, which, actually I didn't make them, but, I mean, they're alright. I wish I had some more accurate swords, but, I mean, I could use katanas, but, I think they're not really katanas. I don't know. Are they katanas? I don't know. I mean, preferably I'd want some swords that actually split in half, but that's not possible. Anyway, so yeah, here is Prince Zuko. For the face, I got a standard minifigure face, which was actually smiling originally. Then I removed the eyebrow and mouth. I redid the mouth, since Zuko never smiles. And I gave him the scar, which I used Sharpie for. Yeah, because I'm too lazy to get out paints with stuff like this. I only use paint when it's necessary, because I'm that lazy. Anyway, on his torso, I used a technique where I basically get a bit of paper, glue it on there and then draw on with Sharpies, mainly because it's easy and I needed to get these colours, which I don't have in paint. And he's got a lot of details. He's got his boots, he's got his sleeves, which these are dual moulded arms, which are quite nice. And yeah, there's not much more you can say about him. I don't get how minifigure reviewers like Michael MGF can get their videos to 10 minutes. Like, it's a minifigure, what you see is what you get. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Here I've got Soccer, who I think looks pretty good, except he's got one major thing which I feel super bad about. And that is, I don't have a Lego boomerang piece, so I can't give him his boomerang. I know, there are children crying, women screaming, people just throwing riots in the streets, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have the piece. I mean, I could go on Bricklink, but like, that's effort. But to make up for that fact, he does have his space sword, which has a working holster made out of like a bit of Gorilla Tape super glued to his back, which is pretty nice. Which I like the look of, and yeah, he's pretty simple, this one, except his hairpiece, where I used the top knot where I used like this piece, but it was originally like sticking down here, so I had to cut that off and glue it a bit further up, just for the sake of accuracy. And yeah, his torso I think looks pretty good. It's painted pretty similarly to Katara's actually, as you can see. But his has the strap on it for his sword holster, and if you want to see how he looks with it, how the sword itself looks, here you go. I got this from the collectible minifigure Knight, but I cut off the crossguard because his sword in the show doesn't really have a crossguard. And yeah, Soccer is pretty nice. Yeah. On to the next and final. So here we've got Toff. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. Here we have Toff. Yeah, the Earthbender. I think she looks pretty accurate to the show, this minifigure. And unlike the rest of them, well, technically Katara a tiny bit, but she has like a mostly sculpted custom hairpiece. Even though I do use an official hairpiece as a basis for it. And she's like the most painted and the most, she was the most complex to make out of all of them. So this hairpiece, it's a standard Lego short hairpiece, which I used as a base, and then threw some milliput on it, and then painted that milliput using permanent markers, because I'm really lazy. I should probably go back over this with paint or something, since I got a load of paint pens for Christmas, but it looks fine. It looks fine. Anyway, also, as you can see, she uses short legs, but I painted the feet yellow because in the show she has bare feet, if you haven't seen Avatar. But if you haven't seen Avatar The Last Airbender, why are you watching this video? Anyway, yeah, so I've painted all the details for her, like, vest thing. That's over the top. That's beige, but, like, I used a lime green torso, so it shows through slightly, and I kind of like that look. And also what I've done is, her face is pretty much custom painted. I used a base face, then I removed the mouth to give it a smirk, and then I whited out her eyes because she's blind. And yeah, I think she might be my favourite of them. It's either her or Sokka who's my favourite of these minifigures. So yeah, I think she looks quite good, and on to the finale. Here they all are together, so you can see how I got the heights about right, except Zuko's not on the base plate. Okay, I think I got the height differences between all the characters just about right, except that Toff's taller than Aang, and I think it's the other way around in the show. But I had to make that sacrifice to get everyone else's heights right, and what's she gonna do? Shoot me? Anyway, so yeah, here they all are in total. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I think they look, I mean, they're not the most complicated, but I think they look close enough to the show where they actually can probably pass off as it. And I actually like their simpler style. And behind me here, I'm just making a thumbnail shot. Well, we're talking. So, yeah, I'm really proud of these. Comment below and make sure to subscribe. I don't normally ask you guys to subscribe, but like, I need subscribers since I want to hit 70 at some point. And yeah, so please subscribe. I mean, I know every YouTuber tells you to, but please, I'd love it if you did. perfect thumbnail shot. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.